Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting edition of PAPAtv Live. We're coming to you from Papa headquarters in Western Pennsylvania, where it's really cold outside. But tonight, the pinball action will be warming us up and hopefully warming you up watching at home. I'm Pete Hendricks, and joining me in the booth is Priyanka Kachar. Hi, Priyanka.
Hi.
Tonight, we'll be playing two great games. We'll be playing some Metallica to test out the latest code update, and we'll be celebrating an anniversary as Jokerz is 30 years old this month. Amazing how some of these games have stood the test of time, and should be fun checking both of these games out. Before we get into the games, I want to go to our first sponsor of the evening, which is Comet Pinball. There we go. Comet Pinball has the largest selection of lighting products for your pinball machines. LEDs can brighten up your game while reducing heat and power consumption. Whether you're a collector, operator, restorer, or mod maker, you'll always find low prices, fast shipping, and great service with Comet Pinball. Check them out at facebook.com/Comet Pinball, twitter.com/Comet Pinball, or instagram.com/Comet Pinball. And we'll be moving on now to start our first game of Metallica. But before we do that, Priyanka will be giving us the keys of the game.
Hi. The keys to the game are brought to you by Path of Play. Spark it up. Shooting the electric chair awards progress towards electric chair multi-ball. Electric chair multi-ball awards jackpots on loops and chair hits. Scavenger hunt. Shooting snake, chair, and grave markers award progress towards respective multi-balls and collect the specific item. Shooting shots with these three icons spot one of the lit items. Shooting the coffin lights one coffin item plus progress towards coffin multi-ball. Collecting X of each item lights crank it up on the right scoop. Gimme fuel. Spell fuel on the left target's lights the piston lane behind it for 2x scoring. Continue to hit the piston to add time to 2x scoring. Useful for crank it up and multi-balls.
Thank you very much, Priyanka. Chris did a wonderful job there hand modeling, and now show us how to play this game.
I'm going to do my best.
Now, you own one of these, correct?
Correct.
So what do you think of the new code?
It's a lot of fun. I haven't really played too much into it. I was really close to crank it up, but then I had to leave, so I had to turn it off. I was hoping I can get there eventually, sooner rather than later, but we'll be all right.
All right. So the first hard choice is, what song do you pick and why?
I'm going to pick For Whom the Bell Tolls because it's a good song.
Good reason as any.
Yes.
Okay, now he has the choice here of going for the super skill shot, which he did there by holding in the left flipper and then hitting any shot. It also has a standard skill shot where you plunge and roll through the upper lanes.
This game's playing really rough because we're at Papa.
Yeah, Dan cleaned it all up and it's still playing fast. Now we got Jake, and which song are you picking, Jake?
Fuel.
He also went for the super skill shot and got his into the Sparky. Each of the super skill shots does some different things. His value for his upper lane skill shot will be worth more next time.
There's a ball save?
Yeah.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, we have ball saves on, and we have extra balls on. I think it's just one, but...
Nice
All right, now
pass.
Jake playing a nice controlled style here and working towards Sparky. He's a lot easier to hit from the left side than the right side, but...
What's your favorite part of this game, Petey? Do you like Metallica?
I do. This is a very fun game. I like going for the kamikaze strategy. I just play all captive ball all day, trying to get the coffin, but...
He's just wailing all day.
Yeah, it's boom or bust. If I get there, it turns into a good game almost instantly, but...
Yeah, I usually wait until I have a multi-ball going to just start wailing on that captive ball. If you don't know where it is, it's left of the snake. And the snake is that green thing that you can see from this angle.
Oh, yeah, like you see, like Jake's going for Sparky from the left flipper. I like going from the right flipper. That way, if I miss, I'm getting a captive ball. Or if I missed a captive ball, I'm getting a Sparky shot.
Yeah, sometimes if you shoot it from the left, you might hit that post that's right of the left ramp.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. But Sparky started. Look at him go.
Sparky won't be too cold this evening after that.
So were there a lot of changes with this new Metallica code? Or as nearly as much as Kiss or less?
No, way less than Kiss. It was more fine-tuning. They made some of the modes easier and had some cosmetic changes. The biggest changes, I believe, were with End of Line, which is the wizard mode, which maybe we'll see tonight. Who knows? And Jake flying through. He's already got his extra ball, which you get off of, well, one of them's off of captive ball hits. You can also get them from combos and pistons.
Mm-hmm. So what I was told before the video, oh, nice save, that End of Line is what you get after you complete all 4 Crank It Up modes, which is Enter Sandman, Fade to Black, For Whom the Bell Tolls, and Battery. And you qualify those Crank It Ups by hitting less items compared to what it used to be.
Yeah, it used to be 15 standard. Now it's 12. And you can see Jake already has his Sparkies done, the second insert there at the bottom. He needs the other 3 items.
So he needs the cross that stands for the graveyard multi-ball.
Yep.
Is that what it's called? Coffin and snake.
He just finished Coffin with that captive ball hit, so now he's down
wow.
to 2. Now,
then-
to light snakes, he'll need to shoot the snake at some point.
Yeah, which he hasn't done this whole game yet.
Hopefully, sometimes he'll get in that snake's mouth. Oh,
Yep. Oh.
sometimes you can get a good ricochet into there.
All right.
Aye.
Sparky can be dangerous with that magnet. He'll throw it right back at you.
Jake's doing really good. Nice, 1 snake hit. So to relight the snake, doesn't he have to hit a shot that has a snake lit on it?
What was that?
To relight the snake.
There's 2
believe-
ways to do it. You can either, well, like shooting the snake, like will light. He has the 2 snake shots to the right ramp, the right loop, and also the left loop. That will relight the snake.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
trying to say with less words. But you could tell the snake is lit by that green light right above it, right?
Yeah.
Snake, I find that snake is the hardest multi-ball to get to.
Yeah, it's such a tight shot, and
And then it's just like
and
snake hit.
it can be very
another-
risky.
You gotta light it, then hit it. then
Stepping
light
up,
it.
our special guest of the evening, Greg DeFeo. How you doing tonight, Greg?
I'm doing great, Petey. I'm going to play Enter Sandman because Fred hates that song, and I hope he's listening tonight.
Yes, Fred is in the building, but we will not see him. He's here somewhere, lurking, watching, listening.
Yeah, we'll get to a little bit of that later on in the broadcast.
Well, I think Greg really likes this game. I don't know about you. I love Metallica.
I do love it, but I haven't played it with the new code. This was the first new in the box game I ever bought.
Oh, so another Metallica homeowner.
Former.
Former?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Player 1 now has that game.
Oh. Friends.
Well, it's this is a neat thing about pinball. You often share it with other pinball people that you know. If Greg ever wants to play it, he can just go over to Chris's house.
So he spelled fuel
And blew
and
it.
then blew it. Chris is stepping up.
Okay, had a pretty rough first ball there, but
I had a ball?
yeah, it was actually better than Greg's, apparently. Now you'll see some people soft plunge and to try to get control and then go after Sparky.
Because does this game have that playfield verification? Like if you lose it without hitting a switch, you'll get it back?
Yes.
How many times can you get away with that?
As many until you validate the playfield.
Was it 3 switches?
I believe that is the case. Chris just having no luck in this.
Ah, dang.
Okay, Steve Daniels in the chat room asking about the changes in the code. We already mentioned the end of line. Lady Justice has been updated. The timer now refreshes with each shot that you make, making that mode more valuable. There was a fix to the pistons. Previously, you would only get 1 piston collection per each shot to the left. Now you will get credit for 1 per each light that's lit. So if all 3 lights are lit, you'll get credit for 3 pistons.
Pistons is fuel.
Yeah, the shot right behind the fuel targets, right? Grave is easier to reach now. On the first grave multi-ball, after you knock down the 3 drop targets, it's only 1 more hit up there instead of 2. Band members are now obtainable during multi-ball. There are flashers for combos. There is a potty mouth snake, which I imagine we have turned off since.
I think there was some music changes too.
Yeah,
I remember reading that earlier.
and there's some new sounds in Crank It Up. Yeah, like nothing major, nothing Kiss level or Guardians of the Galaxy level, but still makes the game more fun. Different approaches you can take now, and easier to accomplish some things.
Steve says 1 fewer shot to start grave marker multi-ball is a small change that has a pretty big effect. Well, maybe not on this game. I'm excited. I'm hoping someone gets Lady Justice because I want to see it, because that is one of my favorite modes.
Yeah, Frostbite was asking what the spelling Metallica awards you, and I believe that is Lady Justice.
Oh, you're beating me.
Well, this is ball 3. It's time to do it.
Yeah,
Do something.
I'm trying.
Oh, right there. Now he took the short plunge there, got control, and got a Sparky hit, but Sparky rewarded him as he does.
Yeah, for anyone who hasn't played Metallica, underneath the electric chair, there's like a small circle, and that's a magnet. And sometimes they'll grab the ball and throw it back at you. Sometimes they'll grab it and just let it go, and it goes straight down. So a lot of times you have to be wary of that feed. But electric chair multi-ball is really fun to play.
Any multi-ball is fun to play.
All right, there he started his double scoring off of his fuels, and
2-way combo.
oh, he's gonna
Three-way
combo it.
combo.
I like this. Look at that, 2.5 million. That was a kick donkey shot, I believe he said.
Something like that. All right.
But that double scoring and those combos got him up to 9 million.
Let's see if Greg can catch me now.
His mystery is lit. What do you think's in there?
It's a mystery. I'm actually only 3 shots away from Metallica. And whenever you spell Metallica, I think it's an easy 2 million. So let's just go for that first.
Yeah, let's see that.
This is high level thinking right here.
Oh, no. No, boy.
Nice nudge there. Back under control.
2 million. Oh boy.
And Lady Justice.
That's what we wanted to see. So there's a 40-second timer on Lady Justice, and it resets every time a shot is made within that 40 seconds. Is that right?
Yep. Yeah, see, he keeps making shots, so his timer's at 40.
40 seconds is a lot. Maybe.
And he
Terrible.
You can play for 40 seconds without hitting a loop around.
Chris Caraway says, how frequent are the issues with the magnet throwing the ball around? For example, in the air or over features. I've noticed it on a few machines I've played.
This one, it's not too bad since the magnet's way up near the top. Yeah, there are games that will do that.
Can you set the power in settings?
I don't know. I know that a lot of the games now have been adding features where you can adjust things like that. I'm not sure if it's in Metallica or not.
Don't shoot that.
And then Michael Lalonde says,
Well-
what is the tilt warning
Alright.
and tilt sound for
Well,
Metallica?
well, Greg, I know you're losing, but the chat room wants to hear a tilt warning and see the tilt display and hear the
Only
tilt
if
sound.
you're comfortable with
so
that.
if you're going to lose, give it to
Yeah,
us.
no, wait. No, don't do that
No,
now.
don't do it
Okay.
now. Just
At the end?
Just play your hardest.
yeah. If you're if you're losing, we don't want to see any bonus.
All right.
I need an excuse.
His ball save is still on. You can tell by the little eyes and the skull.
Oh, his
Now
extra
it's turned
ball's
off.
lit now. It's a snake shot.
Have you ever played a Metallica where the snake shoots it down the middle?
There you go.
Nice.
There it is again.
Okay. There are adjustments for the slings in the scoop, but I'm guessing there is not one for the magnet itself.
So it says 1 ball lock, 6 hits left for ball
Now,
2 on coffin, right?
Yeah. That brings up a good thing to bring up. We're playing the Pro model. You'll see that there's one light there. On the premium models, there is a hammer and a magnet in front of that at the captive ball, where the magnet will grab it, and then the hammer will come down and knock it underneath the playfield. And then there's a clear cover over the coffin where those lights are on the Pro, and you can see the ball sitting down there.
You got this, Greg.
Nice patience
His
there.
electric trail is lit, and there he goes. So I know some of the times I've tried to play Metallica with my glasses. I have to close my eyes for this light sequence. I'm just like, go, just go. Because I don't know if you can you skip the sequence?
No.
No, yeah, you gotta watch it. You have to watch him.
Yeah, I learned that lesson a
jolted.
very hard way. If you look back in PAPAtv history, you will see a challenge between the PPL and the FSPA. I was the captain of a team where I could swap myself in for one of my players for 30 seconds, and I wanted to make sure that my player got the Metallica multi-ball, so that's what I did. I got the Sparky, so I got it in, and it just sat up there on the magnet, and my timer counted down, and I spent most of my 30 seconds just watching it display, and then I had to hand it back.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, you cannot skip the light show, the Sparky
Nope.
preview.
All right.
Oh, look, our first grave marker multi-ball. Way to go.
And Greg has got the win now. Now maybe we'll see our first crank it up.
Yeah, victory laps, Greg.
He's got 3 of the 4 items completed. All he needs are snakes, and pretty much any shot to the left side of the playfield will earn him some.
So, are there the same out-of-ball rules for grave marker where you hit all 4 posts and then hit the snake?
Yes. If you hit all 4 of the picks, that will light the snake for an out of ball.
So as you can see, he has 1 pick still flashing. It's to the right of the snake. If he hits that, then the snake's mouth, he can get an out of ball.
All right. Now it'll be interesting to see what approach Greg takes.
That's the approach.
Extra ball.
And we got our first replay animation.
Oh, nice. Greg.
Okay, so go ahead and go through the information here. This is a game where the information's good. He needs 6 hits for his next coffin. He has 1 snake letter, but the next one is the important one. He needs 4 more snakes to light crank it up. Right now he has a snake lit on the grave shot, or he could shoot the snake to light some more.
Yeah, Scott
good
Pilgrim
shot.
in the chat, he messaged what I thought. I read the code earlier, and the picks do blink,
Yeah, got the ball save.
whichever ones you need left.
Yeah, now that's a very safe approach there. I like.
Oh. It hit that little rail, which was on other games and had enough to go out. Really close
All
game,
right.
guys.
Greg takes the first game. The other 2 guys are 15-16. And we'll get ready for our second game. But first, a message from Deeproot Pinball. Deeproot Pinball. Every pinball needs a family. Every family needs a pinball. Check them out at www.deeprootpinball.com. I'm going to do a swap out here. Going to give Priyanka a chance to show us her Metallica prowess. And joining me now in the booth is last game's winner, Greg DeFeo.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Congratulations for your win, Greg.
Woo.
Yes,
It's
it
a pretty
was
stiff competition there, and
pretty ugly game all around. though.
you've shown that you are more than a classics player.
I have my moments.
So you said you owned this game, and then you got rid of it. How come?
I did. I think I had it for 2 or 3 years. I have a small collection, at least in my mind. My wife says it's a large collection, but the most I can have is 6 games in there. And sold it to Chris Stevens,
Player 1.
who has probably beaten every high score I had put on it. But I'm happy it found a good home. That was the goal.
Priyanka with a little creeping death.
It's my favorite song on here.
It's such a positive song, too. All right, some good control there, and
So without a doubt, this is still one of my favorite, modern stars.
I agree. I'd probably own one of these if I had the chance.
There's a lot
There's
of replay value to it.
Yeah, there's a few others I'd owned before this, but if I didn't have the choice of them, I could see putting this one in the collection.
A very nice post-transfer by Priyanka.
Yeah, she's going.
Straight Sparky, it looks like.
Yeah, she made. That was.
I made a really nice save. I don't know if you saw it. And then
And then your reward.
It's a great save.
Got an interesting question here in the chat. Mike Lalonde, anything special you guys are wanting for Christmas this year? I'm wanting a Nintendo Switch. Well, me personally, I want Santa Claus to magically fix my basement back up so that I can actually get my pinballs back home. But outside of that,
I think the appropriate answer is always world peace. But if I can't have that, I would like a Beatles Gold Edition is just fine.
can Santa fit that in his sleigh?
Santa can do anything.
Yeah, he
And,
can't hit nothing.
Jake is struggling to find the shots here, but he's keeping the ball in play, so. Now that's the perfect Sparky feed, when he just throws it right down to the flipper and it's easy to get control. All right, he's got Spark. Oh, Sparky throws it into himself to start the multi ball.
Himself.
So I like having a few snakes lit already before I go into Sparky.
Yeah, the two things I try for I agree. Try to have snakes lit, and I try to get through the first captive ball before starting Sparky, because you can't advance past the lock during a lock during the multi ball. Since the first lock's only 5, it's pretty easy, and then you can use the multi ball to get towards the second one.
That's great advice. I didn't realize that. I don't know if that's new or in all the years I owned it, I just was not paying enough attention to figure that out.
Jake got his extra ball, and
So this is the first game I've played since the code update, Petey, and I'm curious to see the crank it up modes and how they've changed. I saw in the last game how Lady Justice changed.
okay.
Come on.
Now he's got to hurry up here with the captive ball, and there he's collected it. So right now his left loop is blinking.
It's important to take that shot.
Yeah, it would be
If
nice,
hasn't
wouldn't it?
been explained yet. You hit that shot, it lights the captive ball for the hurry up, and then it locks the cross, the snake, and the electric chair in.
You were asking about the crank it up modes, and they themselves haven't changed much outside of more fitting completion sounds. The big change is kind of at end of the line.
Hard mode to get to,
Can't hit that from that flipper.
but very
apparently.
challenging.
There's a snake.
That snake doesn't look so neat. Come on.
You did collect the shot.
Nice nudge. Now, what you'll see some players do here, if they have the shot dialed in, since he has the left loop lit for everything, just continually shoot the left loop or the right loop, because unless it comes out of the pop bumpers to the left weird, it's usually somewhat controllable. You can use a safe shot to get to your crank it up. All right, he's got all his drop targets down, so he's one shot away from the graveyard multi-ball. Interesting, he goes for the forehand instead of the backhand.
Yeah,
I guess
well,
go
I
with-
had it dialed in before.
You go with what's comfortable.
And consistently nailing the right post
Yep. All right.
to the right of the grave marker. There it is. Nice nudge.
All right, right here, Jake, right here.
There it is. Still to the right.
All right. And this is the one. Backhand. Perfect.
Nope, got their post. Love that post.
Oh,
Oh, closer.
sorry.
Oh, all right, there's the other
left
side.
post.
All right. Got it dialed in now.
Right in the middle there.
Oh, still the post. Watch me miss. Hey, makes a
Nice
shot.
Takes a long time to be an overnight success.
Okay, now he has some options here with this multi-ball. Oh, never mind. The options are off the table. He has got crank it up lit once he gets out of this multi-ball. So now it's just play the multi-ball to its full potential.
Oh, to its full. Oh, all right, all right.
Yeah, gave him one back.
Very
Oh, that
fortuitous.
was- Sometimes it's good to be lucky.
Now, after seeing Jake struggle to get that last graveyard shot, it'll be interesting to see how long it takes to get this. One
shot.
time.
Which I think is a much harder shot. It's especially hard when it's lit.
CDs thinks I should pick the second one.
Okay, now his clock is currently running. He could hit the flippers to get out of it. He's already wasted 12 seconds of the song.
God.
He's only got 4 minutes and 55 seconds left.
At least there's a ball save.
Now this could be big. He started his double scoring with this.
I was going to say perfect timing to start.
Yeah,
that. But I noticed
3 million point shots.
there was a ball save when Crank It Up mode started.
Yep.
And I don't remember that either.
Yeah, I think it's always been there.
Has it always been there?
It
Yeah.
hasn't always been there, but it was.
Okay, he has all 4 items, so that Crank It Up scoop, it's big right now for 24 million. And he's going to continue to build it up as he's making shots.
Is he greedy or can he just not get the shot?
I don't
No,
think he's
he's
had the
greedy.
shot yet.
Greedy, all right.
Okay.
I haven't had a. Oh, I got this
Extra ball, Jake.
All right. Ooh, a free game.
Great first ball by Jake. Now he needs to crank it up again. So he's got maybe about a third of the way to his next Sparky. His graveyard will be a little bit harder because he's on his second one. I imagine it'll be 2 hits after the drop targets are down. Still working on his first snake and still working on Coffin.
So really a lot of progression on that first ball to get through one Crank It Up and have three shots locked in to advance.
Yeah.
Oh, I could hit any of them.
Well, nice ball, Jake.
Now Chris's work is a little bit steeper. Down by 52 million before you even step up. Any fear?
I'm more afraid of Sparky than that score.
A little fade to
If
black.
you want some
We're gonna
hints,
tone it down a little bit.
Jake's strategy was to nail the stand up to the right of the inline targets. So
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the second
Yeah,
pick.
that's
that
a,
seems to be where all the scoring
that's
was.
a hidden jackpot right there.
So hitting that pick.
Abandon all ball saves. Oh boy.
Yep. He knew he was in trouble. Really squirrely coming out of there, and not much of a chance.
You can see there as an experienced player can see it coming a mile away sometimes.
He tried to make a move to save it, got 2 tilt warnings, but unfortunately the move wasn't good enough.
Oh, let me throw this at you. I'm just gonna short plunge it again. I don't trust myself for any super skill.
Well, when you say, you mean short plunge to try to get control, or are you just going for the simple skill shot?
Short plunge to get control.
Okay.
Then I'm sure since I said it. Oh, it worked.
You could have held the left flipper and still did that and still had the chance for the super skill shot.
hasn't hit
I know, but
Hasn't hit a switch
But you got
yet.
your control, and that's what you wanted.
Immediately goes to Sparky. Needs, I'm guessing, 4 more shots.
Mm-hmm.
The multi-ball.
If you get a ball save, use it on the risky shot. Good pass over to take this cleaner shot. All right, she's got her extra ball lit. Double playfield lit with the fuel. Her first crank it up item.
Snake shot slit. Heading into multi-ball.
One thing for progress on the electric chair, if you hit the left or the right side of it, it counts as one hit. If you hit it right in the middle, it counts as two, which makes your progress a little bit quicker. I'm not sure if it works for during the multi-ball or not. I imagine it would.
I don't know. It might. It should.
All right, there she goes, starting her double scoring, 20 seconds. Now, if she could get the add-a-ball and that double scoring as well, she'll have quadruple scoring. Be a pretty decent stack when you get it.
Smells like 5 little crazy to me.
3.2 million.
He doesn't want to go in his mouth.
So she has some crosses and some snakes left for the.
That's an
Crank it
interesting
up.
question there, Frostbite. Currently, I am not aware of any plans of Bowen coming down with and playing Nightmare Castle. For one, we'd have to actually get a Nightmare Castle here, and then two, we'd have to have Bowen in Pittsburgh. I imagine Bowen will probably be doing his own stream with that for his what's it called, Pantheon subscribers at some point, but be something definitely to keep your eye on in the new year. I'm sure if that game is more readily out, there'll be plenty of streams for it. Have you played that game yet, Greg?
No!
Nightmare Castle.
Oh, you know what? I have not played Nightmare Castle. I don't think I have. Is it on location anywhere?
None around here. It's been to a few shows. I know there was one at
Was there one in
Pinburg, and was it Pinburg?
I do not believe I have played it yet.
Yeah, I've only had one game on it at I believe it was the Atlanta show, and
Oh, that was my fault.
it looks very neat.
It hit
for
the
sure.
metal. Okay.
All right. All right, so before you start your second ball, Jake, let's go through the instant information. Let's see how far away you are from your second crank it up.
So 4
4
more shots.
letters to Lady Justice. 12 more pistons. 4 grave markers. 7 electric chair. 3 coffin hits to the second lock. 2 more to snake, and he still pretty much needs
10 or
the
12 all
full.
I've got 50K worth of bonus. So there's that.
So each of those shots need. Is it 12 hits now, PD, for the crank it up modes?
Yeah, it was 15, and then they lowered them all to 12. One interesting setting that some tournament directors do with this game, they'll set it to be 7 items each, and then they'll make Sparky as hard as possible. This changes the way that the game's played.
That would definitely change the strategy, because 7 hits is not too hard to get.
Not a good ball there by Jake, but they all can't be winners.
Let's see what Chris Stevens can do here on it with his second ball.
I mean, anything's better than the last 4 balls I've played.
And just remember, Chris, you are currently ranked 16th in the world in the International Flipper Pinball. Well, you were 16th when that sign was made. And yeah, though you're playing like
After
you're
tonight,
ranked
we're going to knock you down a few.
216th.
This
All right.
Metallica, man, it does not like me. I think this is the Metallica that was in the Pinburg bank, and I had to play Metallica for my final game this past year at Pinburg for qualifying, and it just ate me alive. I walked up and I'm like, there's rubbers on the outlane. This is going to be a fun, long game. And then it just killed me.
Thank you, David, for the question. I haven't really looked at the art too much on Nightmare Castle yet. I was just excited to actually get a chance to play it. I didn't take too long to look it all over so that, give other people a chance. But from what I've heard, the art's supposed to be really good on it. I mean, all the makers now, they've been getting some unbelievable artists. Even this game here, the Metallica, the artwork's really neat.
Beautiful artwork on
Yeah,
this game.
it's Dirty Donnie, right?
Dirty Donnie. Yep.
Finally! Multi-drain time.
That was very quick work to get to that multi-ball.
Thank you.
Okay, it's a little bit of luck here. He only needs one pick to get to the ball. I mean, being this is only a 2-ball multi-ball, that's probably a high-level priority. And there it is. The snake will add a ball. If he can get it. But the snake seems to go on a diet when you're in multi-ball. It's really weird. Couldn't get it.
What do you think his strategy is now?
Let's see if we can get to some Sparky.
Yeah,
That's what I would think.
he's finished
Nice
up
shot on
2
the
crank it
top.
up items in rapid succession there. That was...
I'm not sure he's made any progress with the snake.
Yeah,
I don't think so either.
hasn't had a snake shot yet, so...
One more
All right,
shot.
now it's lit, so now he's going to take it. Now I got an the magnet didn't catch it there, so this is essentially free play time. He could use this to...
Great shot. Great strategy there to get some snakes, but oh, you had the free time there on a single ball. So I'm curious if Chris, you could tell us, is your strategy during this multi-ball to advance towards crank it up, or is it to get the jackpots?
It's advancing towards crank it up. Basically, I'm trying to complete a couple things that I can get some items.
Now he's got his... It's almost in the same situation Jake was in earlier, where the whole left side of the playfield is beneficial. All he needs is snakes now. But yeah, every left playfield shot will get him a snake. Got his double playfield lit. Smart there. He could have tried to shoot the one ball that was safe into the other one, but...
Alright, how many do we need here? Probably like 7 away.
I was going to say 4.
5.
7!
7.
It's all in here,
Chris knows.
everybody.
There
It's
you
all
go.
in here.
That's how you get to be
That's brilliant.
16th in the world. You knowing that just off of feel. Knowing every shot that you made. And every
Okay.
shot that you missed.
I missed a lot.
No.
Alright, so now I got every shot lit for a snake, so any shot I make will advance towards my crank it up.
So will you be taking the safe shots
that's what I
or
was
the
gonna
risky
ask.
shots?
Oh, we're gonna have fun with it.
Okay. Meaning?
We're gonna miss a lot. Oh, jeez. There's one.
He's going to try his combos again to get
Oh
it.
yeah, because I mean, if you can get your crank it up or anything with your Lady of Justice, I think it'll be some good points. But you gotta get there first.
That left ramp is always tough to find consistently on this game.
Yeah, it is a good point, though. I mean, I talked about shooting the loops to get there. The ramp is even safer because
I'll get up there.
as long as it makes it, it's coming back to a flipper.
Yeah.
Well, I think he had a few of them locked in. Two of them.
Just 2.
Yeah, you still got the left loop and the graveyard lit for his snakes, plus the stake itself.
There you go. Lights them all. Well, lights all but one. Nice move. Oop.
Yeah, I don't know. Wow, that was close.
I think it's set for like 5 dangers. Oh, that was terrible.
I agree.
Thanks, Pete.
No problem. That was much better.
Oh boy.
The right lane, much easier.
All right, there it is. It's
Ooh.
lit.
Oh, don't.
Beautiful nudge
Fantastic
there.
nudge.
Get in there. Come on. Funny how this shot gets more difficult whenever
Yeah.
it's blinking blue.
Well, your first 2 shots were essentially on the fly, trying to will it in. Now that you have control, there, perfect.
Perfect.
So what crank it up mode does he choose?
Well,
here?
we already say.
We're going to do Enter Sandman because I love the DMD display on this. It's so much fun. And I'm going to hurry it so it's not going to tell you what you have to do, but you'll get the idea. And
Just
any-
Okay.
to waste the
yeah,
8 seconds of timing. For me, I rarely get to the end of a song, so it doesn't matter.
anytime you have your mystery lit, you want to take it during your Crank It Up. Because it gives you a Crank It Up bonus. And then also increases the score of your next shot. And it awards you a Crank It Up shot.
Okay,
so Crank
so-
It Up bonus, awards you something, increases value.
Nice job.
Oh boy.
Okay, now this is the one where the shot moves around the play field as you hit things, right?
Yes. And I'm hitting a lot of not good things, so things jumping around like crazy.
So in the perfect world, you would hope to like get it locked in on the ramps and then just go combo crazy.
Well, once you collect it, or once you hit the shot that has it on it, it actually collects it. So there's less things you need to do the further you advance.
Okay, so he's got the jackpot up to 14 million, and that's where it's gonna.
I'm getting really bad reads. My eyes are really off today.
Sound like an excuse to me. What do you think?
I think there's definitely an excuse. I wonder where his eyes normally are. They're off today.
There's somewhere. 8 and 6.
It's a long way to go for anything here. I think it was 11 shots for Sparky multi-ball.
Dial in something and go for it.
6 and 8 shots for the snake and the cross, respectively, to get to the next Crank It Up mode.
Just trying. We'll try it.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight for our broadcast. Later on this evening, we'll be playing some Jokerz.
Ha 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 ha. For Jokerz.
Yeah.
You get that? Joker's a fun game, TV. I don't know too well, but I know it's a fun game. And am I right? It's 30-year anniversary. Is that
You got it.
why we're having it tonight?
1988 it came out. December 88.
So I remember playing that on location when I was probably about 2 years old. Okay, a little bit older than 2, but way back in the day, at a bowling alley I used to ride my bike to play.
Good evening, Alejandra. Thank you for joining us. I imagine it's a little bit warmer and chilly tonight than it is here in western Pennsylvania. I think it's a nice balmy 19 degrees outside.
That was my fault. That was really
Tough
dumb.
one. That's a user error there,
Yep.
and Priyanka owns up to the mistake,
I blew it.
like a class act.
I blew it. I blew it. I don't know what I did.
All right. Now, Jake had the great first ball. The second ball, not so great.
And the third ball, not so great. But this ball, this is going to be
Well, this
another
is the
good
third
one.
ball.
No, the extra ball.
We don't see it that way.
So what does he have? Does he have on the coffin lock? That's just two of them locked. This one,
It's,
right?
I believe
Or is
he
it
only
one?
has one lock
Just
so
one.
far.
Okay.
This is going to look exactly like it did last ball for Great Mark.
That's the one. Okay,
One
one more to light the second lock.
Yeah, so I basically did nothing on the last ball. That's awesome.
I'll let you answer this question, Greg. David Dennis asking, Metallica is number 7 on the Pinside Top 100. Is it overrated, underrated, or just right?
It's a great question. For my money, it's clearly a top 10 pin. That's my opinion. So I think it's in a pretty good spot. I could argue it's one of the, for me at least personally, I think it's one of the games with the most replay value. That's just me personally. And some of the games above it, I know. I know Attack from Mars, I believe, is above it, as well as Twilight Zone. And for me, I like this better than both of those two. So I can make the argument it could be a little bit higher.
I see. When you say higher, like fifth or fourth or fifth.
Fourth or fifth.
Okay. I think it's probably a little bit lower, but not much. It's probably around 10th.
We all know the most underrated, the underrated machine is Matahari, and that should be number 1.
Lies.
I thought it was El Toro.
El Toro number 2. It's very tight.
All right, so
I seem to get El Toro in a number of tournaments. I think I played it in every Pinburg at one point.
all right. You just got handed the current top 10. We'll go backwards. Number 10, AC/DC. That's one of the ones I'd actually rather have than Metallica. Number 9, Jersey Jack, Pirates of the Caribbean. It's still early on
Very
that
new,
one.
Very new to
Yep.
making a.
Number 8, Dowd-In. Number 7, Metallica.
Yeah.
Number 6, Iron Maiden.
'Kay.
5, Lord of the Rings.
No.
Interesting.
4, Twilight Zone.
Yes.
3, Monster Bash.
No.
2, Attack from Mars. 1, Medieval Madness.
Oh, Medieval Madness.
That's
TZ is my top.
Yeah, that's my number 1 too. That's a solid list though. There's
Interesting. You know, I just got my Twilight Zone about 6 months ago. Never owned one before. And I enjoy it, but I don't think it has quite the replay values as this does.
Hey, DeFeo, you want to trade?
We could trade, but I think there'd have to be something other than a straight-up trade.
that could be a temporary trade.
How about El Toro?
Now you're talking. Oh, no.
No.
I think this game has some fantastic call-outs. I don't know if it's been talked about on the broadcast or not, but some great call-outs. Not always family-friendly.
And Jake gets to put his initials in. Okay. Wait. All right. So now we're going to turn to our next sponsor, Pinstadium.
The wait is over. A revolution in LED lighting for your pinball is finally here. Fully customizable, full spectrum lighting from Pinstadium Lights. Order yours now at pinstadium.com.
And thank you to Pinstadium for their sponsorship, and thank you to all our sponsors on PAPAtv Live. And I'm Pete Hendricks. I'm joined right here by Greg DeFeo, and while they're switching out the games, Fred Cochran and the staff have been working hard inventorying some of the things in the building, and they came across this beautiful trophy here laying in the back. What I'm holding here is the IFPA World Pinball Champion Pin Master Team Division third place trophy from the third annual IFPA held May 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 1993 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Some of the sponsors listed at the bottom of this trophy: Bally Midway, Daddy East, AMOA, Premier Technology, and Williams. And I mean, trophy is 25 years old, and now it's amazing to see where the IFPA is at now with the world rankings, the IFPA circuit. They've certainly done a lot for pinball over all the years, and it'll be interesting to see what things they have in the future. If you haven't been out to their website lately, the latest versions of the rankings are going, or the latest rules changes for next year will be, or they're posted. A lot of it has to deal with
3 strike tournaments.
Yeah, the changing to
tournaments.
Right.
Seems to be reducing the value of those tournaments just a little bit.
Just calculating it to be more fair. They've also added calculators for progressive knockouts and the fair knockout. So if depending on how you're running your tournaments.
It's interesting, Petey, when you look at that trophy there. Are any of those sponsors still doing anything with pinball at all? I don't think it's exciting to see that. It's a little bit piece of history, 25 years. But I don't think any of those...
Well, technically, Data East is. I mean, Stern bought them up, so they have it. I mean, it's not Data East on their own. But, I mean, I'm sure...
Do we know who won that?
I'm not sure. You don't have a plaque on it, who the winner is. Somebody in the chat room wants to look that up.
If anyone knows who won, be interesting to find out. And, yeah, you left a piece of hardware here.
I mean, if I were to guess, this is probably a Kevin Martin trophy, but I don't know for sure. And we've done the switch over, and we'll get ready to play some Jokerz. We'll have Chris step up and point out the shots as we go over to the keys to the game, brought to you by PAPAtv. Multi-ball's wild. Shoot the center ramp target to raise the lock ramp. Shoot the lock ramp to lock a ball. Repeat to start a 2-ball multi-ball. And you collect a jackpot from 4 ramp shots during multi-ball. And this is a lock stealing game, so if there is a lock already in there, all you need is the 1. Royal bonus. The top lanes and spot a card shot award cards. Completing a royal flush collects 100,000 plus your current built bonus. And repeating the spot a card shot also feeds the bonus X lanes. This can get very substantial as long ball goes on. And finally, a foolish task. On ball 3, double your score is lit at the start. You collect this by quickly shooting both ramps. However, the higher your score is at the beginning of the ball, the less amount of time you have for it. So if you have a not so great game, you may have like 20 seconds. If you have a really good game, it could just be 5 seconds.
Let the game begin.
Here we are. And we got 3 players dealed in.
Deal me in. Deal me in. Now we have this game set up like pretty brutal, so we'll do our best.
1988, there was no ball safe, so we could see some house balls. On the plunge, you want to try to shoot, plunge the ball into. He had 2 sets of lanes up at the top lit, and you wanted to go between the flashing lights. The skill shot's 100,000 and goes up 100,000 for each.
He's trying to get that ramp up by hitting that little target.
Yeah, it's hard to see on the layout. Maybe thank you to Louis Bevitz for producing the night. Maybe we'll be able to get a scan in on that target later on. But it's
yeah, he's trying to like gently dap it, because if you hit that target too hard, it will be dapped.
There, you hit it. It's sort of like the dunk the dummy target. It's got behind, okay, as it comes down. There, you can see it there, back behind 2 posts. You got to hit it in there nice and clean to get the ramp to raise. And there he hit his wild card bonus, getting the skill shot for 100,000. And here we go with our first shot of multi-ball. If he can make this ramp.
Whoa.
Nice recovery on the miss.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he's rushing it here.
Oh, come on.
This game really makes me nervous.
Yeah, for real.
And the sound to it is supposed to make you nervous, I think.
Now this is all about control. He's got the one trapped. It was a good ramp shot, but it came back. There's one.
2x.
What? And now he's out of the multi-ball. But he lit the million. If he can clear the drop targets, he'll earn 1,000,000 points. And
Whoa.
he got it.
What was
What?
that?
That
My mind is
was
blown.
ridiculous.
How did that happen?
I'm gonna have a better score on Jokerz than on Metallica. Just you watch. All right. Well, let's get that jackpot.
There's not 5 dangers on this game, though. You can't do that again.
Yeah, you're out of warnings.
Hey, I'm all done with those.
Now up on the right there, you'll see a draw poker. That's a mystery award. You can get anything from 10,000 to an extra ball.
And it's random.
Yeah. Now it looks like he missed a skill shot there, but one of the furthest right light is out. There's always 2 rollovers up at the top lit, so it only looked like there was one. The far right one was also lit. His second crack at the jackpot, and it ends as quickly as it started. However, because it knew the ball was gone and he hit the ramp, he gets a free lock.
Woo! That's worth wooing over.
All right, his third chance for his third
terrible.
Way short.
Oh, that's oh no, don't.
I told you.
He's got some decent bonus there. 100,000. Now he's already collected 4 cards. If he shoots the ramp and goes through the rollover at the top, or if he shoots that lane to the left of the lock ramp where he just aimed and just missed, he'll collect his hand, which will be 100,000 plus his bonus.
It's gone.
Not a bad start though.
Pretty good.
2.2 mil.
Jokerz.
But he left the lock there.
Can you change the skill shot by pressing the flippers?
No.
Nope.
They're
It's all
set.
nudge. Now Jake has got the easy one here. He's got the far right one, so a soft plunge and just through, and you can normally get that one. But
Do you know what I've done in competition that once I did it, I was like, oh, don't do that again, ever again. If you plunge too short, it will come down that ramp,
yes, it will.
and you get no skill shot,
And you have to save that ball coming down that ramp.
which is really dangerous and scary. So learn from my mistakes, y'all.
There's one.
Joker's wild.
Now see, he stole Chris's lock. So,
Oh, how?
and then he proceeded not to put anything back.
That's what you get. David Dennis in the chat says, the fella on the bottom of the playfield is what my nightmares are made of. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Jake saw him with both balls on the flipper
He ate
and
them.
just.
Also, that when you clear the right little drops and it just laughs at you, that also is what nightmares are made out of.
Where was that multi-ball ball save?
What is it?
Okay, this is set on tournament settings, so, or maybe we have a specialized ROM, but
No.
for whatever reason, our jackpot is always lit for 4 million. If you see this game on route, it probably When you collect the jackpot, it resets it.
Santa? Oh. He looks kind of like Santa,
Yeah,
doesn't
he
he?
could work as Santa, yeah. We were thinking about Christmas games that we could do for the broadcast, and there really wasn't many.
I have one.
We have Santa on Taxi and your other Santa.
Bone Busters! Sorry, I got really excited. There's a Santa and he says, ho ho ho, and he's jumping out of a taxi on Bone Busters, which is
Shocked me.
double references there.
All right, so now Chris, well, he missed the skill shot. He moved the lanes appropriately to finish his hand. Collected 111,000.
Is that like a drawbridge? Is that why it makes that sound?
I think so.
Yeah.
Woo! Joker's
But
wild.
they're just on a table. They're like in their living room.
It's the moat to protect the nachos and salsa.
Nice control. What is he gonna do?
Yes.
I'm gonna go for the ramp.
That's
Oh,
one.
Well, that's one ramp.
And he's very wisely keep that one safe and just deal with the one. This is.
Woo! Oh no.
Now if he can just get them both trapped up again.
Because it's a Williams game, it has these longer flippers that are kind of.
That's going to count. No, it's not.
Oh.
It's second too late.
I was gonna say I should have just taken it.
Gets the lock again, though.
Yeah.
So
He's
is there
dialed in
something
on
that
this lock
happens-
shot, though.
Cut it out, Pete.
Is there something that happens when you complete the table?
What do you mean?
Do you know all the inserts on the table?
Oh, yeah, that's your max bonus.
Oh, what?
I mean, there's nothing special with it. It's just, if you finish your hand, it's pretty big.
Nice.
7 times 99,000, so 693,000.
Yeah.
He's not having luck on the right, shooting from the right flipper.
It's
We'll see.
because someone just had to say that I got it dialed in.
Woo! Joker's wild.
Right before we went on the air, we were warming up on this game, and the right flipper broke.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
funny.
But we had the wonderful Dan Hall
Oh,
show
look at
up
that.
and save the day.
So what happened was it was broken, but no one noticed because the rubber was holding it together.
We considered playing it like that to be a real Joker, but
Joke's on
while
you.
while we were away, Chris drained. You didn't see it, but it was amazing. Jake with the skill shot there.
Nice.
The pop bumpers are worth, I believe they're worth 1,000. However, if you roll over the middle lane up at the top, it lights them worth 10,000. And it does have a happy spot on that right pop bumper where it'll bounce back and forth between a rubber and the pop bumper, and you can get some decent points that way.
Whee! So how do you get the million again during multi-ball? So we remember.
Well, it doesn't have to be during multi-ball. If you knock down, I believe it's all the 3 target banks.
All 3 of them.
yeah.
So the one on the left, one on the right, and the one all the way in the back.
Right. And then later, finishing a target bank will get you the million.
Just automatically.
Jake trying a dead bounce on an old game. And
No. Ha ha ha. Brokers. I'm just like, now I'm just going to keep on yelling, joke's on you.
now, because Greg lit the lock, but he didn't collect it, the ramp is up for him.
I had remembered you.
Thank you. I did not know that was going to happen. I was going to ask the question.
That was
so.
that was the Queen's doing. The King would not have given you that.
He's Santa now.
Okay, that was Mrs. Claus. Santa would not give you that.
Angelo Grant says if there was a spiky hell clown in my living room, I think I put a drawbridge in it too.
I mean, listen to this music. Isn't it amazing? I mean, people think Metallica's great. I could listen to this all day.
You're very special.
Well,
I'd
yeah.
rather listen to Metallica all day. If I had to choose.
I mean, this ranks up there in the best pinball music with Ready, Aim, Fire.
No.
I don't think so.
No. More is more Nightmare Fuel.
Or maybe I'm just being a joker.
I don't know if
Oh,
you
look
guys
at that.
know
Look
that.
at those guys.
Joker's
The
wild.
right flipper is not bouncing at all.
That's 1, 2.
Shot.
Nice move there to save the ball.
Is that gonna lock? No. But he does get a table bonus out of it.
It seems so easy to get 4 shots on it, but
It does, doesn't it? And yet none of you have done it.
go for the draw poker.
Hey, our first draw poker of the
No
night.
one's hit it yet. 4 of a kind.
Ooh.
Straight 100,000.
So how do you relight the draw poker? Do we know this?
I believe it's the left in lane. There is a way to do
Yes,
it, and I
is.
don't remember.
It says late
Okay.
draw poker.
Yep, left. Okay.
Nice. So this game can kind of not be fun because it's just doing the same thing over and over again. But
Yeah, 1988. A lot of the games are like that.
it's kind of fun playing against your friends because you could be like, you know, oh, that's what I did. As you can see, he short plunged and it came down that ramp.
He actually hit one of the ramps. The ramps go up in value as you hit them more. That one was 25, and then if he shoots a left ramp again, I think it's 50. But you never see anyone actually shooting for the ramps.
I did.
Yeah, not really.
That was a
Yeah.
that was a defensive shot at the ramp.
Million.
And there's our million.
Million.
10 seconds.
Million.
Let's see if we can get it.
He's firing. And there's 10 seconds. Go away quick. And I mean, 1 million points to shoot dangerous shots. Definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Hey, our next draw poker. And there's the happy sound of 10,000.
10,000.
Boo. I'm excited to see the ball 3 because that's the one that
To
counts.
double your score.
Yeah. So you can have a terrible game and then just like whip out a 2 ramp, double your score.
Yeah. Now, Greg
then-
has a huge shot here. If he can,
Yeah.
never mind.
Well, what was it?
Who was the shot, Pete?
If you would have got collected one more card, that would have been about a 500,000 point shot.
No. Okay.
All right, now you see Chris has
There you go. It
3
says
million points.
10 seconds
He has
left.
10 seconds
Double
to
your
hit both
score.
ramps.
A shot to the left and a shot to the right ramp will double his score. Will he do it? Oh.
Yeah,
What was
that's
that?
he went for the soft plunge because he hasn't hit anything, so the clock hasn't started.
How clever. Look at you.
The things you learned just now.
And sometimes if you do it even better, if you can get it to go up but not all the way and roll back over that right switch on the way down, it'll count the right ramp, and then you'll just need the left.
Wow.
Or that.
And that ball, total ball time, 3 seconds.
Double your score.
Jake,
Nope, 10 seconds.
double your score. You can double it. You can have $1 million.
Yeah. Yay!
Now,
Is everyone short plunging? Is that what's happening?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the reward you get for short plunging.
yeah, now see, now, I don't know if that was Jake could have doubled his score, or he could have got the skill shot, which would have almost doubled his score.
I need that short plunge like last time. I'm going to go for the double your score here.
Yeah. You do it.
Oops.
All right. Now Greg's trying for the double the score, and
Timeout.
yeah, it goes really fast. It is 10 real seconds. And now let's see if you can run down Chris.
Don't do that! Oh,
He cannot.
run down, Chris.
And Chris with the big win in our first game of Jokerz. It's right there. Chris is on the high score with 17 million, and he could have put that score on our next sponsor, Pindigo. Pindigo is the premier social score tracking app for pinball players. Save your scores, follow your friends, compare and compete. Available for iOS and Android. Check it out online at pindigo.app. Thank you to all our sponsors this evening, and thank you to everyone that's watching our broadcast. Now,
let the game begin.
Let it begin. Oh, no.
Here's an interesting question for the chat room. Many people have stated how the Beatles is very similar to the Sea Witch layout. What game from the late 80s, like in the Jokerz era, would you like to see rethemed as something?
I'll have to think about that when I'm not trying to play a ball. Oh man, look at this. This pop bumper action. Love it.
All those rollovers added to his bonus too, so he 5x and not much control there, but 170,000 in bonus.
Woo! All right. Someone's
This music is
someone's
wonderful.
singing. Like, I can hear someone whispering or singing to me. Not just Jokerz. Okay.
It's me.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I raised the ramp.
Yeah, it'll be there for your next ball. It is the risk of the ramp, though. I mean, sometimes you'll get a nice controlled feed. Sometimes you'll get out of control.
Fill me in.
Yeah, somebody else has been dealt in.
We've
Interesting.
added a special guest who will be up fourth.
Nice. Got some interesting answers to our question. Actually, while you're playing, Greg, you can think about what your answer would be. How Sea Witch or Beatles was essentially a rethemed Sea Witch. What game from the late 80s would you like to see rethemed from this
game?
Jokerz era?
I've already shared that. It's Matahari, obviously. No. Oh, actually, I would say Quicksilver.
Quicksilver. Yeah, that's a good choice.
Quicksilver's a great game.
And we got the producer, Louis Bevan's going to give it a go.
Hey, I freed myself from jail. What do you know? All right. Jokerz.
Good plunge there. Getting
There
a
we
skill
go.
shot, 100.
Hey, even get a ball and a flipper. What do you know?
Can't ask for more. Gotten some good answers to the question. Black Knight 2000, Swords of Fury, Grand Lizard, and Raven.
Swords of Fury already got a retheme, though. Somebody actually turned that into Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Woo! Joker's wild.
All right, he steals the lock.
Well, now the question is, can I actually do something with it?
I believe you can.
Nope.
You can relock that one.
Quiet. We are playing.
There we go.
I never knew it was possible to relock.
You gotta be
That
sneaky,
technique.
bud.
No.
Yeah, it's all timing.
There's a few other games that you can do that on, too. But, well, I'll just give that ball right back to Chris.
I'm sure he'll take it.
I have to say, a lot of the time that I have played this game, it had the big yellow rubbers next to the ramp, and so it was absolutely a play the boring route.
Yeah, I see places where that big yellow rubbers come. I don't know on this game, but
Yeah, it's not
that's
like
that seems
it's
almost too cruel.
It's sufficiently mean without them, but for the longest time, the Papa one had big yellow rubbers on it.
I mean, if it was Papa A Bank,
Yeah,
maybe.
no,
but,
I think it must have been set up for that.
but then using this game at Papa A Bank could be scary too. All right, Chris steals Lewis's lock. Let's see if we get our first jackpot of the night.
Yes. Two.
He's being very patient. I like this. It's not too rough to get the ball under control. Oh.
Quiet, we are playing.
Ah. Quiet. We were tilting.
Yeah, those are good animations too.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Chris with a tilt there, and we got a quiz question. What recent game has the same ramp quick lock mechanic? See if anyone's.
What's the question?
What recent game has the same ramp quick lock mechanic
As what?
as Jokerz?
Recent game?
Yep.
I don't know.
We'll see if the chat room does. I didn't know the answer to this until it was handed to me, but then again, I played the answer one time. So that might give some clues
Should
to
give
what it
everybody
might
a
be.
clue, yeah.
That might narrow it down a lot. She got her first, but not her second. Yep, Bree gets the relock though.
Yay! Okay. No. No! I did the wrong side. Okay.
All right. Really, this music's great.
I know. It's so good.
All right,
It's
64,000
not quite Ready,
ball
Aim,
one
Fire,
here.
but it's pretty good.
Ready Aim Fire is the greatest game ever made. I don't want to hear anything negative said about it anymore.
Oh, you won't hear us.
Okay. Double. There we go.
You got this. Lock it up. Start the multi-ball. Yeah.
It's jackpot time. Jackpot time. Get the cameras ready.
Okay, now what are you going to do with that?
Yeah. You got the cameras on that? No. Oh!
The double drain.
Yep, that was on the cameras. All right.
Yeah. I'm a dingus. I'm violating my own rule walking in front of the camera.
Shame on you. Because you walked in front of the camera and you gave me the trivia question. What's the answer?
Do I have to give it now?
Okay, next ball.
Yeah, I'll let it stew around for another ball. It is a very recent game. And it's got that same, you know, if you leave multi-ball and you put it up the ramp, ball locks. It's really nice. Just, we probably aren't going to be playing that on PAPAtv Live anytime soon, because that game would take about 2 hours to play. Hint. Alright, let's try that plunge again.
There we go.
And no shooter bonus, but
It's pop bumpers.
it's not draining. There we go, that's not draining.
Okay.
Get up there, ramp. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Rick still lives to tell a tale.
Yep, I'm still living. Okay.
I mean, it seems like such an easy shot, but when you need it for the jackpot or you need it for multi-ball.
Joker's wild.
There's a 10. There's a bet.
It only worked
There's
like
a bet.
only if it worked like that in Vegas. I need a 10. Here's a 10.
Yeah, I need a 10. Let me just, move my pinball machine a little bit here. Nope. A little bit lively, but it should catch.
We got one.
We got a bonus. We got 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's early. That's counting for a...
You get
That's
the
counting for
luck.
luck. Okay, I thought that would count for a 3. I think that's just bye-bye. Yep. Bye-bye. Whoops.
And we're to the double your score. That's interesting. I wonder if it being on tournament settings, if it's 10 seconds for everyone.
I think it is.
I thought when you had that 7 million score, Chris, it was 2 seconds for you.
No. Because I got it.
Yeah, he got it. So.
It was just 2 seconds when you were waiting to take the second shot then.
Having that ramp up can be tough sometimes. Nice move there.
Woo! Joker's wild. Woo! Woo!
Yep.
Dan has the answer correct on the chat.
Woo!
Yep. Thunderbirds it is. Meanwhile, Chris is one shot away from the jackpot, and he's going to get it right here.
Woo! Jackpot.
Now, I mean, he could have shot 2 ramps to double his score, or he could shoot the jackpot to triple it.
That's basically what I thought. Quiet.
And he built up some nice bonus, so if he finishes this royal flush, it'll be some nice points.
Ooh, that was a weird return. It hit off that yellow rubber and directed it to the other flipper. I wasn't expecting that.
That's a nice bonus.
Double your score.
Hi.
Hi, Brianka.
So am I supposed to short plunge it?
You can, if you want to double your score, but right now you have 482,000.
I know, that
Your
doesn't-
skill shot is probably worth more than that, and it doesn't require you to hit 2 ramps.
Two
Well, it's not
times.
worth more than that, but it's almost worth as much.
2 times nothing is
All right.
still nothing.
You made the right choice.
Woo. I like this music better than the other music.
Yeah, I should have brought a Renaissance costume for this game. If Aton had been playing tonight, he has a Joker hat, but
Oh, that's mean. Aw.
Double your score.
now Greg's in pretty much the same boat. Yeah, he could shoot 2 ramps for 300,000, or he could full plunge and get at least 100. And because they're right next to each other, it's a little bit easier.
All right, we're going to go for the skill shot at the top here, and I'm going to try something different and not go for the... I missed it. I'm going to try to not go for the jackpot on this ball.
So what are you going to try for?
I'm not sure yet. I think we'll hit the draw poker shot. We'll probably go for that a few times, complete some hands.
Yep, that's...
Let's see what we can do here.
Greg's gonna try to grind it out.
That's exactly it.
I've never seen Greg DeFeo chop wood before. Three of a kind, 50,000.
50K, wow. Those points come so easy.
You can light that spinner up too, and this is a Papa spinner. You can get some decent points. No. Oh, goodbye bonus.
Double your score.
All right, so Lewis has second, I believe, wrapped up. If not, he's pretty close, but he needs 6 million to get to first.
Well, let's see if I get a flip. I get a multi-ball.
Woo! Joker's wild. Woo!
We would like to give a shout out to our joker in the chat room, Dan, who believes he's getting an entry into Pinburg as a prize for the trivia question. And
Fun fact, kids, that only counts as one shot.
Quiet, we are playing.
All right. Now let's play some draw poker.
yeah, if you want, Dan, if you see me at Pinburg next year, I'll give you a hug as a prize.
Draw poker.
Bro flush.
Oh, jolly good.
Oh, that was jolly
house.
good. That was jolly good.
The best one you can get, really, because I think extra balls were off, so... And special is... nothing, so...
Special is swag points. Special is always the best because it's worth all the style points. Unlike
No.
that was worth a drain.
And... Chris with a nice game there, getting the jackpot and the big win. So, before we head off for the evening, we'll like to get to the upcoming schedule. Next week, we celebrate National Aviation Day with some airborne and some high deal. You can take the week to do some research and figure out how high deal fits into all of that. We will take Christmas Eve off, and then we'll be back for New Year's Eve for Apollo 13 and Countdown. Then January 6th, we start our new year with some Johnny Mnemonic and Spectrum. Some exciting games coming up in future broadcasts of PAPAtv Live. Hope to see you back here again next Monday night. I want to thank Jake for joining me in the booth today, Lewis for being our producer, Greg, Chris, and Priyanka for playing tonight. And thank you, everyone, for participating in the chat this evening. We'll hope to talk to you next week. Pete Hendricks, thank you for watching. See you next week.
Happy flipping.